First of all, the love and affection of my parents, first thing, and full support throughout my educational career. And after looking at the condition of the children in my first house job, Pakistani children, the way they were dying like flies, that influenced me so much that I said I have to devote my life to the cause of the children. And then this was a propelling force for me. Spend your life, go and get the education, and then come back and give this life to the children of Pakistan. And this later has taken me to wherever I am today. That's such a strong commitment. I am going to go and improve the lot of the children of Pakistan and do all the things required for that. That has taken me to where I am today. And Alhamdulillah, the respect that I am getting from all the circles is so huge that sometimes I feel very humble that compared to what I have done, I am getting much more respect out of that. And people go out for the respect. But I think that if you commit your life to your cause, then you do get your respect in return. My biggest success is not one or two. Like for example, after coming back from my education in UK, after acquiring my MRCP from two Royal Colleges, I started spending my time for the purpose for which I was educated, child health. And I got first opportunity of working in civil hospital at Dominic College as an assistant professor and head of the department of pediatrics. The children were dying like flies, just like in my house job. And the biggest killer was the diarrhea. And I said, they are dying because they don't have IV fluids. So I said, IV fluids are not available, so what is the alternative? So I said, why not the fluid by mouth? Whatever is contained in the IV drip. So I and my colleagues started concocting sugar and salt solution. And we started testing it and asking the mother to taste it and ask the child to taste it. And then the children started liking it, those who had diarrhea, who had dehydration. And it became very successful, very successful. And I sent the unpublished report to the WHO. WHO was impressed with the results. And they asked me to come in Geneva and they made me the advisor to WHO. That was in early 80s, so you can see how many years back. And the global experts, they were very impressed with the recovery rate with the oral rehydration. So the oral rehydration salt, ORS, became the panacea, something which even the mothers can use without even going to a hospital or a doctor. And yet, from 5 million deaths a year in mid-70s to now is less than 1 million deaths. So 4 million lives are being saved just with that. So one feels gratified. इससे ज़्यादा बड़ी सक्सेस स्टोरी क्या हो सकती है? अगर सलीस उर्दू में कहें इससे बड़ी सक्सेस तो आपने कहा कि सबसे बड़ी सक्सेस. But then I also had come with the commitment that there were only 6 or 7 pediatricians when I came to Pakistan. So I said, my goodness, so many children are born and dying and only a handful of pediatricians. So I must start training pediatricians. So in civil hospital, I started training pediatricians. Diploma in child health, member of the College of Physicians and Surgeons, MCPS, then fellow of the College of FCPS. With all the three I started. And I say, anybody wants to go for a junior diploma, no problem. Anybody wants to go for FCPS, no problem. Then you can become a faculty member. So we train large number of. And then looking at the poverty and the misery all around, especially in the rural area, and the children who used to come die, rural area children used to come with the malnutrition and death. So I said, we have to do something for the rural area. I started going to the rural areas of Malir with my students and residents, and they enjoyed it. And there we used to look after mother and child health. When the UNICEF came to know, then they started supporting us. So this was the start of the health and nutrition project. Then we went on for improving the education of the mothers. Then we started improving the economic condition of the families. Then because there was no water supply, so we started doing health, education, water supply, nutrition and rozgar for the poor people, so that not only the child health can uplift, but all the community can be uplifted. Now the health and nutrition project converted into health and nutrition development. So then we registered as the Health and Nutrition Development Society. The short form it becomes HANDS. So the HANDS started with a cup of tea by my marhum wife, and then now it's a HANDS. So this is a huge success story. From a cup of a tea to nearly 10,000 employed staff working across Pakistan. The fear of a public address. I mean, I couldn't have sat in front of the camera like this today. Because even the first nurses class that my chief gave me, I must have been either trembling or nervous enough for nursing students to realize, one of whom ran first and then brought a glass of water and put on my table. So I thought this girl must have realized that I'm a little nervous and need a glass of water because my tongue was getting dry. From then, the medical college students, and you know what the medical students are, and you know what they do to the teacher in the first lecture. So that was done to me also. But that I handled very, very affectionately and professionally, because I already had this experience of handling the classes of nurses. So that fear completely finished by the time I was an assistant professor and I was taking second lecture. When I was taking second lecture, I was fully in command of any number of people, 100, 200, 500, not a problem. So fear not something which could block you from your career making. Unless you yield to the fear. Do not yield to your fear. Face it. The answer to this is very short and very powerful. Giving is living. Giving is living. There is no happiness of any kind which can be calculated into happiness unless you have given, irrespective of what you give. Whether it's a knowledge or a money or a love or affection or happiness, whatever you give, giving is living. Giving is living. There is no happiness without giving. Affection, appreciation, dedication, group of loving people, including parents, excellence. So why AKU? And I'm very, very satisfied I chose AKU. Very satisfied. People still tell me, yaar, महंगी तरीन hospital तुम काम करते हो. मैंने कहा, you will not understand. You will not understand. What this university is giving to Pakistan, you will not understand. You have to be a little more smarter than I am to understand that, or at least as smart as I am. Otherwise, मैं तो गरीबा को डॉक्टर था, मैं यहाँ क्यों आ गया? But I had an opportunity. You create the fund. So I did almost 10 years marathon fundraising dinners, 100 tables, sell it, no problem. 100 tables sold, 100 tables sold. Each table, 1 lakh rupees. So you can help even poor people to have an access over here, to take the students over here, to take the fellows over here and train them. So why AKU is such a, it's been an inspiration for me even to work over here. And what a dynamic university. And again, looking at the years, even if you use the word ranking, how many universities in Pakistan have made to the top 500? How many have done to the top 200? How many have done to the top 100? AKU has done it. So why anybody should, मैं कहता हूँ आप उस लेवल पे जाके सोचें कि आप कहाँ हैं, आपके भी तो यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं. Where are they? What are they doing? Why can't they do it? So I have just given my contribution to wherever we are, and I'm still continuing to give it because AKU has been so kind to me to give a status of emeritus. So I'm very happy and proud that AKU recognized my service and gave me emeritus.